Hey guys, welcome back. Here we are talking about money status. And again, I just want to point out we are looking at financial therapy as source material for a lot of this. It goes in depth and discusses a lot of research. So you can obviously check the book out. It's kind of expensive and it's mainly geared towards professionals who are looking to help other people, but definitely very interesting research in there. But that's where a lot of this material is coming from. So money status is very similar to money worship, but there's a subtle twist. So as we go through this, maybe you'll recognize it and also recognize it within yourself potentially. So with money status, we believe that self-worth equals net worth. I'm only as valuable or important as my net worth. Money provides status. And it's different from money worship here because money worship is focused on how you feel on the inside. I feel happy, I feel powerful because I have money. So it's very inward driven ambition that's like pushing you forward. With money status, it's all about the display of wealth to the outside. And this is where we talk about consumerism, because consumerism is obviously rampant in our society and continues to grow, right? So we need the latest gadget. We have to have the Tesla or whatever high ticket car that we have. We have to have the biggest house. We've got to get the flashy boat, got to get the nice truck with the RV. We've got to have the flashiest vacations, right? If it's not the best and the most expensive, then it's not worth it, okay? And it's all in an outward display to others so we can demonstrate how important we are because we have all of this wealth or perceived wealth at least. So money worship, again, is like focused inward, like money makes me feel better, versus money status is focused on, hey, my display of wealth is increasing my status and my peers around me, they all respect me more. They all want to be me. My status is raised and elevated compared to them. Okay. So it's a very kind of ego driven money script. So yeah, obviously it drives spending, a ton of spending. You can see this easily, when we talk about keeping up with the Joneses, right? That common phrase, it really is like you keep up appearances. And consumerism and this thought are so prevalent today that it's almost ingrained. Like it's in every commercial that we watch and that we've watched since we were kids. It's in every TV show and every movie where the wealthy display their wealth and they're better off for it. And where people believe they're important, people respect them because of the wealth that they have. And the opposite is true, right? If you're poor, you're not respected. Unless you have high income, you're not important. You don't really have anything valuable to contribute, right? So the reverse is true. So if you're poor and you feel money status, you feel an urgent need to get out of that economic situation and like rise above so that you can show everybody else what's up. It can be really difficult. And I think most everybody has some of this, right? You see neighbors or friends elevating their status, getting a new car, getting the bigger house, going on the vacations, getting the bigger big screen, getting all the ways, door dashing every day, right? Whatever it is, designer clothes, big walk-in closet, all of these things you see around you and you feel this urge to do the same and to like keep up. And that influences a ton of our actions and a ton of our behaviors. And honestly, it's one of the things that as I work with the families that I serve, the clients that I work with, one of the biggest struggles when they're thinking about financial decisions is we want XYZ, but we also don't know if that's actually like responsible or correct because we see other people elevating their status. And it's happened to me. I drive around certain neighborhoods and I'm like, where do people earn so much money? Like, where is all this money coming from? How can they do this? The truth is we don't understand the financial situation. We don't understand their balance sheet and their cash flow. And what ends up happening is that most people, the majority of people have very unhealthy finances. And so they have displays of wealth, but they don't have actual wealth. Morgan Housel in The Psychology of Money, which is a fantastic book, he says that wealth is unseen. So in other words, if you have to put on a display to show your wealth, like that's where all your money went, not to actually building wealth. But wealthy people, they sometimes have that, but a lot of times they actually put their money towards building assets, which is increasing their wealth. It's common like in The Millionaire Next Door, that book that came out a while back that talks about how the majority of millionaires like live in the same house they've lived in, they drive old used cars, but they're millionaires. So you look at them and you're like, oh, no way they're that rich, but it's because they spent time building assets instead of buying into consumerism. So it's important here. One important thing is that consumerism is not good, but that doesn't mean that things are not good. Okay. So there is a distinction here. If you're into consumerism because you need the next new thing, or you need to display your wealth, or you want to gain status, those are all terrible motivations to make a decision. But if you're buying things because they're important to you, or there's like, you have a good reason because it adds value to your life and things like that, and not because of these other motivations, things can be great. I mean, we buy things all the time that are wonderful. So I don't want consumerism, which is not great, a not great behavior and belief, to translate to, oh, I shouldn't buy any things and stuff. Stuff can be really good. It all depends on the motivation behind it. That's money status. So some common examples really quick. So you can have love or money, but not both. Most poor people don't deserve to have money. Poor people are lazy. They didn't work for anything. That's why they don't have anything. If they would just work, then they would have. Okay, just like me, right, is what they say. People are only as successful as the amount of money that they earn. And money is what gives life meaning. So it's very similar to money worship. It's just an outward display versus an inward display for money worship. And obviously you can see how some of these behaviors can be good. Some of these traits can be okay, but taken to an extreme, they can be really damaging overall. So we're gonna wrap this video up and jump to the last money script, which is money vigilance. We'll see you in the next one.
Motivation matters more than money.